Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Jagat Krishna Prabhupada, all glories to Shri Gurudev, all glories to Samud Vaishnava devotees, and all glories to His Holiness Bhakti Anugraha Janardana Swami Maharaj Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So we thank you all for coming today, Maharaj. Yes.
Haribol, Haribol.
Yes, Maharaj, we can hear you.
Okay.
You're welcome to Hare Krishna Africa platform, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna from Sridham Mayapur. We're here
Hare Krishna.
for next 10 more days or so. And we're happy to be with you again today.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. We are happy to have your association once again. But we cannot see your video. All right.
I'm gonna be in 2 minutes because I'm
Okay.
arranging something here.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right.
Obviously, you and I only are the one in videos and others are doing something else.
Yeah. Okay.
As always the case.
Now we can see you. So, let's see here.
You can put the verse on the
Yeah, we will put
board
the verse
on
on
the
the screen.
screen so we go. Let me know when I should start.
Yes, Maharaj, you may. You may start.
Okay, put up the verse a little bit up, going up, so I can see the whole verse.
Yeah.
Namaong Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Shimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyanangyana Salakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutapala Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Serupang Sagrajatan Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Dakanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanespari Visabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Everyone chant Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare.
My internet is stable. That's one thing for sure. We are in Mayapur. So if you get lost, you have to wait a little bit, let's say 2 minutes or so I can refresh or something. Is that okay?
Yes, Maharaj.
Understood, Jai.
Thank you.
So today, from It's called Africa program. Your daily Srimad Bhagavatam class. First of all, would like to greet you. Good morning, wherever you are, or good evening, wherever you are. Okay, so let's see. How many? Just a second. That's why it is not getting so much here. Just a second. Give another 2 minutes till I set up this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. It's really slow, very slow. Okay, let me see here. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Really slow. Sorry. Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 9, text number 7. Nisamya tadvrakitir didakshaya dishu vilokya tatranyad apasayamana swadisnyang astaya vishyam tadditang tapashi upadishta ivadharhi mana. Okay. Again. Nisamyatad bhakti didakshaya dishu bilukya tatanyad apashyamana sadvisnyang astaya vishamya tadditang tapasi upadista evadhadhi mana. One more. Nisamyatad bhakti didikshaya dishu vilokya tatanyad apasamyamana sudisnyang astaya vimsya tadditang tapasi upadista ibadhadimana. Just a second. Word for word meaning. Nisamya. After hearing that Prakriti, the speaker, Dikshaya, just to find out who spoke. Disha, all sides. Vilokya, seeing. Tra, ana, not to swadisnyang of on his lotus seat, ashtaya, sit down, siya thinking that it hitang welfare, tapashi in penance, upadishta, as he was instructed, Iva in pursuance of Dadhe gave mana attention. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Just a second. Translation. When he heard the sound, he tried to find the speaker, searching on all sides. But when he was unable to find anyone besides himself, he thought it wise to sit down on his lotus seat and give to the attendants as he was instructed. Purport. To achieve success in life, one should follow the example of Lord Brahma, the first living being, creature in the beginning of creation. I'm going to have some strepsils. My throat is a little sore. After being initiated by the Supreme Lord to execute tapasya, he was fixed in his determination to do it. Although he could not find anyone besides himself, he could rightly understand that the sound was transmitted by the Lord himself. Brahma was the only living being at that time because there was no other creation and none could be found there except himself in the beginning of the first canto, in the first chapter, first verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam. It has already been mentioned that Brahma was initiated by the Lord from within. The Lord is within every living entity as the super soul. And he initiated Brahma because Brahma was willing to receive the initiation. The Lord can similarly initiate everyone who is inclined to have it. As already stated, Brahma is the original spiritual master for the universe. And since he was initiated by the Lord himself, the message of Srimad Bhagavatam is coming down by disciplic succession. And in order to receive the real message of Srimad Bhagavatam, one should approach the current link or spiritual master in the chain of disciplic succession. After being initiated by the proper spiritual master in that chain of succession, one should engage himself in the discharge of tapasya, in the execution of devotional service. One should not, however, think himself on the level of Brahma to be initiated directly by the Lord from inside, because in the present age, no one can be accepted to be as pure as Brahma. The post of Brahma to officiate in the creation of the universe is offered to the most pure living being, and unless one is so qualified, one cannot expect to be treated like Brahmaji directly. But one can have the same facility through unalloyed devotees of the Lord, Bhagavatam especially, and also through the bona fide spiritual master available to the sincere soul. The Lord himself appears as the spiritual master to a person who is sincere in heart about serving the Lord. Therefore, the bona fide spiritual master who happens to meet the sincere devotee should be accepted as the most confidential and beloved representative of the Lord. If a person is posted under the guidance of such a bona fide spiritual master, it may be accepted without any doubt that the desiring person has achieved the grace of the Lord. Nisamyatad prakriti didakshaya dishu vilokya tatanyad upasamyamana sadisnyang astaya vinishyataditam tapasi upadishta ivadhati mana. Again, the translation. When he heard the sound, that means Lord Brahma, he tried to find the speaker, searching on all sides, but when he was unable to find anyone besides himself, he thought it wise to sit down on his lotus seat firmly and give his attention to the execution of penance, as he was instructed. So here, Lord Brahma is wondering, where is this sound coming from? These two syllables, ta, pa, joined together, ta and pa, that means tapasya or austerity. So he was meditating on this now. Tapa means penance or austerity. And as previously it's mentioned that this tapasya is the wealth, is the beauty and wealth of the Brahmanas and the renounced order of life. And according to Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Rishabdev also mentions that putra karena satyam. One must perform this divine austerity to realize oneself. In the human form of life, it is the main purpose is that to realize oneself, atato brahma jignasa. And only by tapasya, one can get the freedom from the cycle of repeated birth and death. Now, our tapasya, according to Srila Prabhupada, is following the four regulative principles to come to the human platform at least. No meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, and no intoxication. This is the difference between the human form of life and the with the animals. The animals, they don't know this tapasya, that one has to perform these austerities to elevate oneself, ultimately to go back home, back to Godhead. So Lord Brahma, he was initiated by the Supreme Lord from within. This initiation was given by the Supreme Lord from the first verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Tene Brahmida Adikavaye. He is the first living being in this universe. And in the beginning, he does not have any father or mother. He came from the lotus flower, has been sprouted from the abdomen of Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. So ultimately, his father is none other than the Supreme Lord. But again, came out from the lotus flower. So when he appeared, it's called also Aja in a sense. He's unborn. He doesn't have a father and a mother. And he is the most perfected living being in our universe. As Srila Prabhupada says, our Lord Brahma is pure enough. Pure enough. That means it's pure enough to lead the sampradaya we belong to. Sampradaya is Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya, Sampradaya. So, to be head of the Sampradaya, one must be pure. free from any desire for sense gratification. And this is what he did when he heard the sound. So he tried to find the speaker. He was searching on all sides, 10 directions. But when he was unable to find anyone besides himself, so he thought, okay, let me meditate in this lotus flower firmly and give my attention to execute penance. According to Srila Prabhupada, some tapasya is certainly required, because without it, one cannot advance in spiritual life or knowledge. Tapasya means voluntarily do things which may not be according to our liking. But we have to do it in order to make advancement in spiritual life. Because without accepting tapasya, human life is a failure, Prabhupada says. It's like in spiritual life, we have to rise up early in the morning, attend Mangalarti, perform the Sankirtan Yagya, the greatest sacrifice, the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in our japa, attending the full morning program, Guru Puja, Srimad Bhagavatam, and so on. And as Prabhupada says, there is a sandwich program, morning program and evening program for those of us who are living a monastic life, like the brahmacharis and sannyasis, and some grihasthas also who live nearby the mandir or the temple. They come for the full morning program and evening program. Srimad Bhagavatam in the morning and the Bhagavad Gita in the evening, Gora Artik. And in between, we do practical devotional service, like distributing books, cooking for the Lord, cooking for the devotees, going to school programs, different activities during the whole day. So we engage ourselves in such a way that this austerity is actually, in the beginning, is a little bit bitter, because we don't want to do it. Who wants to rise up early in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, in the middle of winter, taking cold showers? It's not so easy. Not so easy. So this process, as Prabhupada is only enjoying. So this austerity is required, however, especially for the beginners. We have to observe them. Everyone has to follow it. There is a story whereby there is a godbrother of Srila Prabhupada. So he was in England. So a wealthy inquired from the Vaishnava godbrother of Srila Prabhupada, "Swamiji, can you make me a Brahmana?" And the Swami says, "Yes, why not? You just have to observe these 4 principles: no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling, and no meat eating." And the Britisher replied, "Impossible." Yes, it is impossible, for in Europe and in America, self-indulgence is the way of life from the very beginning. Yeah, they don't follow any kind of tapasya. Actually, their life is fully pointed towards sense enjoyment, sense gratification. But this is not what is taught in the Vedic culture. So we have to somehow perform tapasya for our own benefit. It's voluntarily accepting little pain. As we mentioned earlier, tapodibhyam, to realize Supreme Lord we have to perform this divyam, divine. So the human society, they don't know this, and no one is teaching this. The whole society is teaching how to engage more and more in the propensity to enjoy this material world. So how can they make advancement? It is not possible. How can they become free from the cycle of repeated birth and death? It is not possible. How they can get out of this material world without performing tapasya? It is not possible. So, this process of tapasya is meant especially in the human form of life. And in order to achieve success in life, we have to follow in the footsteps of Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma says he, after being initiated by the Supreme Lord to execute tapasya, he was initiated by the Supreme Lord because he was pure in heart and he was ready to accept anything and everything. That means he's a surrendered soul right from the very beginning. That when he heard tapa or tapasya, then he was ready to execute it for such a long time. 1,000 years. Let me see here again. I believe it's 1,000 years, the execution. Yeah, 1,000 years. Lord Brahma underwent penances for 1,000 years by the calculations of the demigods. So that 1,000 years is not like the same as our 1,000 years. Like our time here and the time in the demigods is relative. So, we have to follow the example of Lord Brahma to achieve success in life. Now, one may say, well, I don't need a spiritual master. I don't need a spiritual master. I can just chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and I'll go back home, back to Godhead. Everything will be taken care of. Not in Kali Yuga. We need a spiritual master. Because we're contaminated. We have so many anarthas, lust, anger, greed, madness, illusion, and envy, especially envy. As Prabhupada says, the main reason why we're still here in this material world is due to envy. Ultimately, we envy Krishna, we envy God. And Lord Brahma, there's no envy on him. There's no any of these anarthas. It's a pure living being, the first pure living being in our universe. And the super soul, Krishna, Lord Krishna, one of the three aspects of the Supreme Lord, Badanti Tattvabitas Tattvam Atadgyanam Advayam Brahmeti Brahmeti Bhagavan Iti Sabjate. So, Lord manifests in three ways, three forms: Brahman, the effulgence; Paramatma, who is the super soul within each and everyone's heart; and Bhagavan, the personal aspect of the Supreme Lord. So as Paramatma, super soul, is present within everyone's heart. One may say, oh, I don't need Guru, because Paramatma is Chaitya Guru. He is the spiritual master from within. But are we able to hear Paramatma? He says, once our senses are completely controlled, the mind is peaceful, then the super soul is already rich, according to the Bhagavad Gita. But who is that personality? As conditioned souls, we have uncontrolled senses. We use these senses for enjoying the sense objects. The mind, very, very flickering, chanchala, going here and there. And ultimately, in Kali Yuga, the greatest austerity is the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Out of ignorance, we don't have taste for chanting the holy name, and therefore, we don't relish. And we are inattentive while chanting. We're not focused. Here, Lord Brahma being focused now. He wanted to give his attention to the execution of penance. And ultimately, the main tapasya also, that one must perform is controlling the urge for sex life. And this is very difficult to execute, especially if we're all looking for happiness, which is not from inside, but happiness outside. Then our tapasya is very difficult to execute. If one is performing tapasya, but he cannot control his sex urges, sex desire, then that is very difficult. Cannot become successful. It's not possible. The urge for sense desire or sex pleasure is there in everyone. The boy wants to enjoy the girl wants to enjoy the boy. So in Grihastha, there is also this tapasya, that he cannot have sex life whenever he wants. Tapasya is only meant to once a month, you can have sex. Prabhupada says you must have sex life like this once in a month and only for begetting children. So that is tapasya. Other than that, it is sense enjoyment. Prabhupada gave an example. Human life is meant for tapasya, regular principles. Just like you are driving your car, you're going to some urgent business and you saw the red light. You have to stop. You cannot say, I have to live by this time. I must go. No, you must. That is tapasya. So tapasya means to follow the regulative principles strictly by the higher order. Now, as we were mentioning earlier, that a spiritual master is needed. A living spiritual master. Either Diksha Guru or Siksha Guru. Usually, the Siksha Guru becomes our Diksha Guru. And because the Diksha Guru, the initiating spiritual master, is not always present all the time, we can have many, many Siksha Gurus. You can have Siksha Gurus also from far away, and we should have a Siksha Guru who is nearby and easily reachable, so that if we have problems, either materially or spiritually, we can approach him. Because our guru or spiritual master is traveling all the time, practically nonstop, to spread Krishna consciousness and to take care also of his disciples, is very difficult sometimes, not sometimes. Very often, it's very difficult to reach him. So, spiritual master ultimately, the spiritual master is there to encourage us in our practice of Krishna consciousness, in the path going back home, back to Godhead. He encourages us that That means ultimately it's up to us to follow him or not. Take initiation if we cannot follow the orders or instructions from a bona fide spiritual master. Srila Prabhupada says, if you cannot follow the instructions of the bona fide spiritual master, then better not take initiation. Taking initiation is not a fashion. Saying, oh, I have a friend, he got a spiritual master. Oh, I have another friend from different part of the world. He took initiation. I should take initiation also. Oh, yes, yes. This guru has so many disciples. He has the most disciples. I should take instruction from him. I should take initiation from him. Now, this is not how we measure or categorize the guru, whether he has so much disciples or not, that I should take initiation from him. Whomever inspired me the most do bhakti, he is my guru. Is that a story of Narottam Das? He's the only disciple of his Guru Maharaj. Or Srila Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj. He only has one disciple. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So it's not necessarily that the most advanced guru, the whom shall I take initiation from, is the one that has the most disciple. That's not how we categorize. Whoever inspires us to do bhakti, I should take guidance from him. Here, even Lord Brahma cannot see his guru. He's invisible. He was not able to see him. Created by the Supreme Lord from within his heart. And as Srila Prabhupada says also, mentions that there's never a time that I feel separated from my Guru Maharaj. I feel his presence with me all the time. That he is with me. Because that's true. As long as we follow the instructions coming from the spiritual master, then I know that I am with my Guru Maharaj. He is besides me all the time. And as Srila Prabhupada also, out of humility, he never takes credit for himself. He will always say, oh, it is only due to the mercy of my Guru Maharaj. He will always give the credits to his Guru Maharaj. We should be like this. We should not take any thing for ourselves. Oh yes, it's because of me. That's why I am like this. I have so much popularity. People are praising me. Devotees are, giving me always glorification. It's because of me. No. It is because of our Guru Maharaj. That's the main thing. So, somehow or other, Lord Brahma, let's see the verse again. Lord Brahma, he was the original spiritual master for the universe. And since he was initiated by the Lord himself, the message of Srimad Bhagavatam is coming down by disciplic succession, and in order to receive the real message of Srimad Bhagavatam, one should approach the current link or spiritual master in the chain of disciplic succession. So this is how the Guru Parampara works. From Guru to the disciple, and the disciple becomes a Guru, and then he will teach others to be also the future Gurus. So who decides who is the Guru? Do we decide that I am the guru now? No, it is Lord Krishna. He empowers us. When our hearts becomes free from the different anarthas, then we'll become qualified to be guru. In India, there's so many so-called gurus. They put a stamp to themselves. I'm a guru now. Now I can have many disciples. Even though I don't belong to any sampradaya, even though I don't belong to any disciplic succession, I can have my own disciplic succession. There's such a thing right now, like at this very moment. There's this so-called guru. He doesn't belong to any sampradaya, but because he is very charismatic, and he will tell his disciples, oh, if you think I am God, then I must be God. And then the foolish disciples, they follow him out of ignorance, and they will put tulsi leaf, tulsi leaves, not just one leaf, tulsi leaves with chandan unto his not lotus feet. His feet must be, I don't know what kind of feet is that. Where do we hear this from the Shastra that anyone can have tulsi leaves and also chandan or sandalwood to put onto one's lotus feet or feet? Shrimati Radha, tulsi leaves on her feet. It is only dedicated to Krishna. That's why in the first meeting of Radharani and Krishna, Radharani's eyes were closed when Vrishabhanu Maharaj found her near Yamuna, in the golden lotus flower. So she was brought home by King Vrishabhanu, and one of the conditions that Srimati Radharani has is that, okay, I'll go with you in the material world, in one condition, that you will be the first person that I will have my eyes glance upon. And as soon as Lord Krishna, baby Krishna, came forward to the cradle where Srimati Radharani was, she smelled the lotus feet of Lord Krishna having smeared by chandan and tulsi leaves. No one else had this. So nowadays, actually, it's Gauru, not Guru, Gauru. And his followers putting lotus, it's not lotus feet. I don't know what they call that feet, but putting chandan and tulsi leaves. And he doesn't belong to any bona fide disciplic succession. There are only 4 bona fide disciplic succession from the Kumaras, Sri Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, and Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So if one wants to make advancement in spiritual life, one should take guidance under bona fide spiritual master. Take shelter of him. Take shelter of him means following his instructions. Not just one gets initiated and then they don't do any contribution for the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It doesn't matter what that may be. One should contribute to the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The spreading of Krishna consciousness through book distribution, Harinam, and Prasadam distribution, in any of those categories. It says here, one should engage himself the discharge of tapasya in the execution of devotional service. I know some devotees, they want to take Brahman initiation because they think that without Brahman initiation, they will not go back to Godhead. No, even just by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, receiving the mantra from a bona fide spiritual master, one can go back home, back to Godhead. No one needs to take Brahman initiation. They take Brahman initiation because they think, oh, no, I'm not a Brahmana. I have to be Brahmana. And then they don't even do any service for the deities. Because being Brahmana, Upanayam, means getting closer to the spiritual master and to the Supreme Lord in his Archavigraha form. I know. They're just good in the beginning. Oh, Guruji, I want to take Brahman initiation. Guruji, please, please, please. And for the reason that, oh yes, the temple needs pujaris. So first 2 months, first 3 months, they're okay. But after that, oh, that's it. They stop. They say, oh, I don't have time. Don't have time to do any service for the Lord. So what is the use? So one should not think himself on the level of Brahma to be initiated directly by the Lord from inside. Because no one can be accepted as pure as Brahma in this age. Even Haridas Thakur was incarnation of Lord Brahma and Prahlad Maharaj. He also took initiation. So this is the conclusion here, that ultimately when we become sincere in our practice of Krishna consciousness and we want to take initiation from a bona fide spiritual master, then the spiritual master will find us. Somehow or other, we will meet the spiritual master, but it is the spiritual master who found us. It is not that we found the spiritual master, because Lord Krishna will send the spiritual master for us. Okay, we must understand that the spiritual master is the one who found us. And after finding us, we take shelter. We take shelter of him, and we pray that we will not lose him. Losing him means not following his instruction, not following his guidance. Become independent, because Guru is far away. And only when the Guru comes and I become enthusiastic, I want to do some service. But then when the Guru is not there anymore, become lazy in our practice of Guru. The Guru comes to visit the disciple, to find out how they are doing. Not what they're doing only when the Guru is around. How we are doing at that moment. And so for those who took initiation, if somehow you'll be able to report like a monthly program that you are doing, how you're doing, that is very healthy spiritually. We should keep in touch to our Guru Maharaj as much as possible, so he'll be able to guide us accordingly. Here, Lord Brahma is being guided from within, so for him it's not a problem. But for us, we need the guidance all the time, either from our Shiksha Guru or Diksha Guru. Okay, I'll stop here for now. Any question?
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for speaking to us. I believe devotees may have questions. And please, if
They can raise their hand.
If you do, please use the hand emoji or physical hand, and you'll be asked to unmute to speak or to ask your question.
Maybe I can see their lotus face.
Yeah.
How do I do this? I'm not able to everybody.
Well, Maharaj,
Can you make it in such
yeah, I have a question, Maharaj. We're thankful
Oh,
that.
hold on. Let them ask first.
Go ahead.
Herbal.
Go ahead, Maharaj.
Let them ask first. Let them ask first.
Okay.
And how can I see the gallery? See everyone. I cannot see everyone. I only see 3 devotees here.
All right. Well, I'll put it.
Yasoda Devi, you and I. How can I see everyone? See in a second. I want to see everyone.
Yeah. So
Because,
please, if you can put your camera on, please, you may do that. All right.
please do so.
Yes.
I cannot see everyone. How come? Oh, the view. Gallery. Yes. Gallery. Galleria. Goals looks like he's in Mayapur. His background is Mayapur also. Is he in Mayapur?
No, I was there in December, January, with Kavi
Okay.
Purnadas.
Jai.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else has a question except you, our monitor? You'll ask the question as soon as others give the chance to ask a question. Go ahead.
All right. So, Maharaj, I'll go while others may be thinking of what to ask.
Yeah.
I have some beliefs, and I would like to share one of such beliefs with you, and then you help me clear my mind as to what the belief I have is, whether it is all right or it's not okay. And that is,
Okay.
I believe that no one in ISKCON has the right to do things that are contrary to what Srila Prabhupada established.
Okay. Well, you have the right. You can do it. But
okay,
tell us.
Everyone has the right to do whatever, but as long as one decides to remain in ISKCON, then it becomes mandatory for that particular individual to abide by what Srila Prabhupada established. And
Yes.
I would want to find out from you if Srila Prabhupada only gave in Brahmin initiation to devotees who were to do deity services, altar services, and nothing else, because there are 1 or 2 gurus within ISKCON that say that if you are not going to serve on the altar, then you're not going to be given Brahmin initiation. And in your delivery today, you also did mention that sometimes devotees get Brahmin initiation and they do not do deity service. Of course, we all hope and believe and would want to do devotional service by performing deity services. But I do not think that that is the only purpose for which Srila Prabhupada gave Brahmin initiation to.
Okay. I understand. Ultimately, getting second initiation means getting closer to the deities and to the spiritual master. Ultimately. Okay. Now, if we live in a temple which is nearby and I get second initiation, what is the use of my second initiation? Why? Why do you want to take second initiation? That's the first question. Just to have the Brahman thread and just to be known that I'm a Brahmana? I want to help. I want to contribute. That's why my message also is that, you know, we have to do some devotional practical service, practical devotional service, at least once a week. You can do that. You can do it on the weekends. Well, what is the purpose why one takes a second initiation? That's my first question. Why? Let's say you're not second initiated. Let's say I'm asking you, why do you want to take second initiation, my dear sir?
All right, Maharaj. I guess this is just but I would like to answer the question, because in Bhagavad Gita, and I would like to put it on the screen, in Bhagavad Gita chapter 18, text 41 and 42. Text 41 says that Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras are distinguished by the qualities born of their own natures in accordance with the material modes, O chastiser of the enemy. Then text 42 says that peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness, these are the natural qualities by which the Brahmins work. And I am wondering why and how these qualities should only be found in people who are always on the altar and nowhere else. So
No. You're no.
That's why I'm asking that should deity service be the only criteria for awarding Brahmin initiation?
That's the whole idea, is that the Brahmanas, they're the only ones who can do deity worship.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not a Brahmana, you cannot go in the altar. So that's the first reason why you want to take initiation from Brahmana, being a Brahmana. Not everyone who received the initiation of Brahmana, they already have those qualities. You still have to work on those qualities. To chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, remember I made this point? To chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra alone, you can go back home, back to Godhead. You don't have to be Brahman initiated to go back home, back to Godhead. So that is the main reason why the Brahman initiation is given, so that you can get closer to the deities, to do Archana Vidhi, and to be closer to Guru. In India, in the Gaudiya Math, they don't give initiation, Brahman initiation, to the women because they're not supposed to be on the altar. Prabhupada, as the Acharya, he initiated the women so that they can be engaged in Archana Vidhi. They can cook, and in the West, they can also go on the altar. In going on the altar in Vrindavan. But they're still given initiation as Brahmana so that they can cook for the deities. If you're not a Brahmana initiated, you cannot cook for the deities, right? So what is the main criteria why one gets initiated in Brahmana? So he can serve the deities personally. You can serve the deities at home also, even without second initiation, but not in the standard of in the temple. Okay. Yes or no?
No, Maharaj, I accept what you're saying, Maharaj, that if one is not a Brahmin, he cannot serve on the altar. So
You cannot, no, you cannot go on the altar. No, you cannot,
yes,
you cannot even cook for the deity.
and the deities have to be cared for. So we need.
But there are some temples where there are shortage of brahmanas. There are many brahmanas initiated. That's my point. There are many brahmanas initiated, but they don't want to serve.
Yeah.
Only in the beginning. They're so enthusiastic that there are some temples in the world, ISKCON, I know that even non-initiated or even first initiated, they cook for the Lord. And Sunday feast, which we offer to the Lord also, because not all is expert in cooking, big quantity amount, non-initiated also. But they're chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So how is that? What is the ideal? What is the best? To be second initiated, because we offer the food, the boga to the Lord. My point is, why one take second initiation if you are not gonna, serve the Lord? And it's needed. Second initiation is needed to worship the Lord on the altar. So why do you have to take initiation? Which after 2-3 months, you just find excuse that, oh, I cannot do it anymore. So why? Better not. If we're gonna commit, we have to do it. Okay? This is my point.
Yeah.
And not everyone who's second initiated should go. But if there's a shortage and you are there and you're not going, so what is the use? That is my point. Not everyone should go. Not all the brahmanas should go. If there's a shortage of pujari, you're a brahmana and you can do it. But it's a tapasya. Again, it's a tapasya to be a pujari. You have to take bath many times. Punctuality, cleanliness. That is the point. Okay?
Yeah.
So, Maharaj,
Any other question? It's almost 10 o'clock here in Mayapur.
Yeah, Governor Prabhu,
yes, Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Maharaj. My
Go ahead.
obeisances to you. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Yes. So, Maharaj, does it mean that the Gayatri mantra is only supposed to be chanted by the pujaris only?
No. If you are initiated brahmana, then you can chant the Gayatri. Yes.
Yeah, but you are saying that
If you're a brahmana,
if you're not
listen,
working,
if you're a brahmana and
okay, Governor Prabhu, you may go ahead and speak.
Speak up.
The line is breaking up. What I'm saying is that Guru Maharaj gave initiation to those who are working on the altar as pujaris and those who are not working as pujaris, but he gave Brahmin initiation to all. And then the mantra that is given to the Brahmins are meant for uplifting the consciousness and for the purification of the heart. And so, are you saying that unless one is a pujari directly engaged in a deity service, he cannot chant the Gayatri mantra?
I didn't say that. Did you hear me saying it?
No, but that is what it means. It means that if you're not going to be engaged in a deity service, then you are not supposed to take a Brahmin initiation.
My dear sir, if you are a brahmana, at least once a week you should go to the altar, okay? If you cannot,
that is understood. Maharaj, that side is understood. But the question is, if you're not going to altar at all, can you chant the Brahmin?
Don't put words into my mouth. You're
No,
putting words
Maharaj,
into my mouth. Did I say?
Maharaj, you didn't say that. You didn't say that. You did
So-
not say that. But
so why
what
you
I'm
asking
saying
me
is
that?
this. No, what I'm saying is what you are saying means that if you are not engaged in a altar service, you cannot chant the Gayatri mantra, because you cannot chant the Gayatri
No, I did
mantra
not say
if you are
that.
not initiated as a
I
Brahmin.
didn't say that. I did not say that.
Okay, yeah, but Maharaj,
I
please.
did not say
Yes,
that.
go ahead.
No. You chant. You chant. No problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
But how can you
Brahmana should
chant
not.
if you are not initiated to that mantra?
Listen. An actual Brahmana, he doesn't work like a Sudra. That's all. Sudra, he works under the three Varnas, Satriya, Vaishya, and Brahmana. That's a Sudra. Now, if you're a Brahmana and you're working like a Sudra, you can still chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Then what is the use? That's why I said, if you are a Brahmana, at least you should do Archanam, at least. Or you have deities at home, but your deities at home is not the same as a temple. They're both Krishna, but the standard in the temple is much higher.
Yeah.
I've seen Grihastas, they wear pants and shirt and they're doing Archanam at home.
Yeah, but you cannot do that on the altar in the temple.
You cannot do that on the altar. You cannot do that on the altar.
Yeah.
But at home, I've seen Grihasta, a pair of pants and shirt. They do deity worship at home.
Yeah.
So to the level that they worship the Lord, that level, then the Lord will reciprocate as well. But that's not a Brahmana's should be a program. Even at home, you're doing your Archanam at home, you should wear dhoti, pulang tilak, and kurta.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes,
You're a Brahmana, you have thread, but why wear a pair of pants? Because the standard at home is not the same as the temple. So my understanding is that if you're a Brahmana, do at least one puja, one artik in the whole week, all your time at the temple. Contribute something. This is my point also. Contribute something for the mission of the Lord. Either you do distribution, you do Harinam, Sankirtan. How many of you goes to Harinam Sankirtan? Maybe once a year? I don't know. I don't know. How about Food for Life program? Go in the Food for Life program. Distribute some prasad. How many of you? Once a month? Huh? How many of you are doing that? I don't know. So my message is contribute.
Yeah. Thank you, Maharaj. Shima Maharaj, Prabhu, please you may unmute.
Dandavat Pranam Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
I'll go to Srila Prabhupada. I'm driving, so please,
Okay.
I will not be able to.
Sure. No problem.
Yes. So thank you very much for the wonderful explanations given. I just, you actually, along the line, you actually said what I wanted to say about,
which is?
About the service of the Brahmana. In the beginning, Srila Prabhupada and also his successors, they actually encouraged so many people into becoming Brahmanas. But along the line, what we found out is that many people took Brahmin initiation and returned to some kind of life that is even worse than Sudra.
Yeah.
And Prabhupada actually Prabhupada was criticizing the Brahmana caste, or the Brahma smarter Brahmanas in India, who come from Brahmana family, but then they're working in the factories. Prabhupada his intention was to change that. The Brahmins are not supposed to work like this, like Shudras. And then eventually we found that in ISKCON, same thing is almost happening. Yeah. So these restrictions have become necessary because we have to understand what is the dharma of a Brahmana. That we cannot change that. Samo dharma tapasu sham shanti ajavameva sham. So Krishna gave the qualities by which the Brahmanas work. Yeah. So if people take Brahmin initiation and then, just like Maharaj said, just thinking that it is a fashion or some position, not only to go back to activities that are not Brahmanical. No. That is not helping the mission at all. Yeah. So this distinction needs to be there. That somebody has to. In the past, yes, many people have got the mercy, but it cannot go on that way. So if somebody wants to do Brahmanical work, then he can take Brahmin initiation. Otherwise, the Harinam mantra, Harinam initiation, is enough to take anyone back to God.
That's right.
But Brahman duty, the duty of the Brahmana is what Maharaj was saying. A Brahmana has to be engaged in devotional service as an example for others, and also for his own purification. Right. Actually, the Brahmins are the leaders of the community. But if a Brahmana becomes like, go back, wearing Brahmin thread and go back to Shudra work, is that helping ISKCON, or is that helping Prabhupada's mission? So this, I think that's what I just wanted to contribute. Maharaj already said that. And I think I just want to buttress that point. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. The point is, one can go back home, back to Godhead by chanting Hare Krishna alone. But if one wants to be more, let's say, regulated and more closer to Krishna, I mean, in the form of Archana, Paditi, Archana, doing some deity worship, then one can beg the Guru to please, I want to take second initiation because I want to do Archana, deity worship. And if it's only in the beginning you're good, then after some time, because of some circumstances, you're not able to do it, then what to do? What to do now? Not unless one is determined and really fixed up to do deity worship and promise to the spiritual master that I will do this for the rest of my life, then one can take. But if not, then one can still become a pure devotee by chanting the holy name of the Lord. That is the point. Okay? Well, the goal of life is also not to take sannyas, but to be renounced even in the Grihastha ashram. Because Grihastha ashram means it is the platform whereby we learn how to become detached, how to become renounced.
Okay? Maharaj, personally, I agree with you 101% that as devotees, we all have to contribute to the well-being of the movement, and more especially those who have taken Brahmin initiation will have to contribute their utmost to the well-being of the movement. But at the same time, if some devotees think that Brahmins should have nothing else to do other than a deity service, that I take a bone against that, because as far as I know, unless someone will be able to point to me that this is Srila Prabhupada's system, that every Brahmin initiate should not have anything to do other than a deity worship. Maharaj, I'm not saying this is what you are saying. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is what you.
At least once. We have Brahmanas here that they have a full time. We have a lot of brahmacharis here. Their full-time service is Archanam. Read Srila Prabhupada's books. They also preach by this. But I'm not saying that this should be only what we should be doing.
No, Maharaj, I'm not saying that is what you're saying at all. No, not at all, Maharaj. No. Because if some devotees opine that Brahminical initiation is only meant for deity service, then no. So if those devotees who think like that, in devotional service, there is Brahminical duties, there is Vaishya duties, there is Shudra duties. So if every devotee who takes Brahmin initiation, living in a temple, considers himself as a Brahmin, who is going to do the Shudra work in the temple? I saw my own spiritual master, His Holiness Bhakti SWAMI Maharaj, cleaning the toilet. We do not want the Guru to clean the toilet, but the Guru was cleaning the toilet. If the Guru felt that he is a Brahmin, he's not supposed to do the, excuse me to say, the dirty work, then who will do that? That is why Lord Chaitanya says he's neither of these ashrams or varnas. But I agree 100% that if someone has taken Brahmin initiation, particularly, he has to give his quota to the temple well-being, to the movement's well-being.
You know why your Guru Maharaj did it? Because no one is doing it, to set an example to others.
Yes.
If you see there is like a piece of paper, trash on the floor, and you say, "Oh, I'm a Brahmana, I will not pick this up and put it in the garbage," then you're not a Brahmana, you're a Sudra. I've seen that, you know, a piece of paper, trash on the floor in the temple room, and no one picks it up. I will pick it up myself and put it in the garbage. So to show an example, your Guru Maharaj is setting an example to do it, but he will not do it all the time.
No.
He will do it whenever it's necessary to set and show us that this is what we should be doing also. So being a Brahmana doesn't mean I don't lift the broom and the broomstick.
Yeah.
No. Brahmana means cleanliness. So I have to maintain the cleanliness for the benefit of the temple. So yeah, this is a big topic.
Yes.
Again,
thank you so much.
Late here, 10 o'clock at night.
Yes.
And I'm very happy to be with you. This is my only issue here, being with you. I'm getting late, that's all. 10 o'clock is very late in India.
Yes.
At least in Vrindavan, Mayapur. 10 o'clock for you, maybe you're just starting your day. 10 p.m.
Maharaj, we can't thank you enough because of your time. We're going to humbly request. I believe some devotees might have some questions, but we can leave it for another time. Maharaj has to leave.
We can have a session, only question and answer, okay?
Yeah, that's a very good idea, Maharaj.
You can ask your monitor there in ISKCON Africa. We can have just question and answer, no issues to me.
Yeah.
Then we can have more into this.
Yes.
But I hope I made my message clear. It is not that I'm minimizing you being a Brahmana.
No,
You're not coming
at all, Maharaj.
But try to at least do one puja or one arti or one cooking in your busy schedule. And then you're contributing towards the worship of your deities, local deities, all right, temple. And you have deities at home. If you have deities at home, have it also a high standard, like as if they are none different than Krishna, both Lord Chaitanya, but don't wear pants and shirt and no tilak, or you're in a hurry. So no, do it in a mode of goodness also. Okay. Thank you all very much.
So, Maharaj, a minute, please. Dear devotees, please, we humbly requesting you all to kindly unmute, and we all chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra to express our appreciation to our revered speaker, His Holiness Bhakti Anugraha Janardana Swami Maharaj. Please, Jai.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Vanchakarpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyasivascha
Patitanam
pavanebhyo
Namo Namaha.
His Holiness Bhakti Anugraha Janardana Swami Maharaj ki Jai.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Hare. Alika Prabhu, you are the host.